that Black Rifle coffee is fire. It's their holiday version. I don't know if you guys saw it, the sugar cookie, man. If you can get your hands on that thing, it is phenomenal. I don't know what it is. I love it. I don't necessarily have the mug to go with it. This is like Halloween version, but I don't even have a Christmas mug, so it is what it is. But man, this coffee is phenomenal. Anyway, what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another YouTube video. For any of you guys that are new here, my name is Levi. On today's video, I wanted to sit down and do a Q&A with you guys. It's been a long time since I've done any sort of Q&A and had you guys ask me questions. I like to do these because it also gives me a chance to give you guys a better insight on my thoughts, my opinions, and get to know me better than just someone that you see on the camera talking about something that I'm passionate about or explaining something to you guys, providing value to you guys. I want you guys to get to know me as a person, and when you guys ask these questions, it really opens up that space for you guys to get to know me. So that's why I did it. If you guys aren't following me on Instagram, because that's where I post the thing for you guys to ask questions on my story, go follow me on my Instagram, Levi Mack, Levi, Levimackk. So not a third K in there, right? We don't want to do that. But yeah, so I told you guys to ask me some questions for today's YouTube video, so we're gonna be answering those, going over some pretty, well, there's one hard question in there. There's one hard question that we got that we'll probably save toward the end. But without further ado, let's get into the questions. So the first question we have is any books you would recommend for personal development? So I'm just gonna give you guys my two favorite. So that is going to be 7 Habits of Highly Effective People and Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. Now, the reason that I'm giving you guys those two books is because the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People taught me a lot about myself and other people who are, I would say, successful in their mindset on life. It's not necessarily habits that you would do like, oh, brush your teeth 8 times before you go to bed, or something stupid like that. It's literally like these perspective shifts on life that become habitual. And it's so good. It's an amazing book. It's a very long and dense book. So take your time with it, you know, because for me, I know I'm gonna have to read it a second time because I didn't take my time on it. Definitely do that. Now, the reason I recommend Can't Hurt Me is because it gives you the perspective that you could always do more. Like, there's so many times in life where we put in an effort and it's really half-assed, but when you read that book, you really think to yourself like, man, there's places in my life where I'm putting like half-assed effort and I could do even more. Or if like you're struggling in life, like you're going through a hard time in life, you read this book and you're like, stay fucking hard! Dang, like I feel hope. It's a very hopeful book. So those two books are super good for just personal development, in my opinion. I think that they just offer so much more than just like, do this, do that. They offer perspective changes, and life is all about perspective. So definitely recommend checking those out. The second question that we got is favorite book and song. I kind of went over the book part. My favorite song at the moment is probably a song that I've been playing a lot lately. Here, let me look on my Apple Music right quick.
Later.
When I'm Gone by 3 Doors Down. I was that kid that I guess you could say grew up on divorced dad rock, even though my dad was never divorced. I just call it like early 2000s rock. Like I'm pretty sure everyone was listening to that, even as a teenager back then. So I listened to that, I really like it. New music nowadays just doesn't inspire me, and it doesn't really make me feel, I don't know, like I don't enjoy listening to it. The only person that makes new music now that I enjoy is like Morgan Wallen, Post Malone, Luke Combs. Like a lot of the country artists are making really good music right now. Any hip hop artists not really making any music that I personally like. Pop, nothing there really except for Post Malone. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So that's my favorite song at the moment. And I'm trying to think there's another one. I think that's it. That one's been on replay a lot lately. Next question we have is tips on starting a brand. Alvin asked this question. So it's kind of hard because it's not like I have a super successful brand, but what I can say is that you need someone to hear you out through your business, if that makes sense. Like you need someone to go talk to you about, you know, your business and like the struggles and even the wins, because it's hard to do business and entrepreneurship alone. Like just starting a brand itself is a huge jump, you know, because now you're investing time, you're investing money, you're investing effort into it. And so when you don't have that person to go talk to, it can kind of feel overwhelming. And I think that a lot, if I can't remember, there's like a statistic that a lot of entrepreneurs deal with like mental health issues because of just that. Like there's no one really to go talk to because you are taking such a different path in life than everyone else. Not everyone else is trying to go own their own brand. I would say the majority of people out in the world work under a brand. They don't actually own a brand. So, you know, you're like this fish in this very lonely pond as compared to being a small fish in a big pond full of a ton of other fish. Like,
what?
It's pretty lonely at times, I will say, like even in my own personal, you know, stance and whatnot. So I just recommend being with people because I personally hate being alone. And I'm bringing this up because as of recently, I kind of feel like I've been more alone than usual with KillBuilt. And when I was with Rory, shooting content with Rory all the time, like I didn't feel so isolated and I didn't feel like, I don't even know how to word it. It's just harder to be alone. Like you feel like you're doing this with someone else. And I don't know, it takes the pressure off, I guess. Next question that we got is, how do you not overeat during holidays when you are doing fitness? Look, I don't necessarily overeat during the holidays. I allow myself to eat on certain days of the holidays. So for example, Thanksgiving and Christmas, I allow myself to eat whatever on those days because I know that 2 days out of the 360 something days that I eat out of the year is not gonna affect me. Does that make sense? So if I'm eating, you know, 345 times out of the year, you know, according to my schedule and my diet plan, those other 15 days that I spend out of the year not eating according to that diet plan are not gonna affect me at all. Unless like I was doing a bodybuilding show, then those might affect me. But even then, those days wouldn't even be close to that date. So it doesn't even matter. So you just have to look at it like the majority of your lifestyle has to be accompanied toward fitness so that you can enjoy those days without it having a huge impact on you. How do I handle holidays when you are into fitness? Just like any other day, a holiday is just a day for me to more so spend time with my family. I don't really look at it as the holiday itself. As I've gotten older, I just look at holidays as more of a time to be with my family because I had this thought one day when I was driving home, and hold on, I gotta sip my coffee. And I had this thought, I was like, damn dude, this is the one family that I get in this lifetime. And it hit me really deep. And so now I just take any time, like even my birthday, any day that I get to be with a big portion of my family, I just look at it as like time to be with my family and appreciate them. I don't really look at it as the holiday specific anymore. I look at it as time to simply spend with my family. Next question we got is, what about creatine, glutamine intake? I'm pretty sure they're asking me what mine was. So the thing is, I don't really take glutamine too much, but creatine is something that I take every day. And I think every single one of you guys watching this video, especially if you're focused on improving your performance, whether that's in the gym, you know, in a football game or whatever it might be, you need to be taking creatine. I think just everyone in the world should be taking creatine. It is the best supplement compared to every other supplement on the market. And I say that because protein powder is a good supplement, but you can get protein from eating other sources of protein, right? Protein powder is just a supplement, the protein that you already get from your diet. But the thing with creatine is that the additional creatine helps to create additional ATP within your body. For those who don't know, ATP is a form of energy that your body uses. And so if your body is able to create more ATP, which is more energy, think about this, this is just gonna blow your mind. The more energy that your body can create, the more output that you can do. Crazy, right? Who would have thought? So yeah, that's why you should get creatine. It helps with your output during your workout and overall increasing your athletic performance or, you know, putting on muscle. Super, super awesome supplement. There's also new studies going on that are showing that creatine helps with like psychological benefits. So if you don't have it yet, strongly recommend it. There's a link down in the description to go get yourself some creatine. Code Levi will save you 10% off that purchase of creatine. But yeah, everyone should be taking creatine. So someone asked relaxed or fitted clothes. I think that just depends on the situation that I'm in. If I'm going out for a night, I kind of want my clothes to be a little more snug. It just looks a little more professional and sleek. Relaxed would be just kind of like right now. I'm wearing relaxed clothes right now, I feel, you know, just because I'm casual, I'm not really doing anything, I'm just hanging out. And in the gym, definitely kind of like a medium. I kind of want something that's semi-tight, but also not too tight, that it looks like I shop at Baby R Us. I hope I answered that question to the best of my ability. I don't think there was a right or wrong answer. I guess if I had to choose, fitted. Best book to start off the year, everyone, like, okay, here's how I'm gonna word this. If there was a book between Can't Hurt Me and 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, go get 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. The best book that I've ever read, honestly, go get it. Goals for 2024. So, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I haven't even outlined my goals for 2024 yet. I have goals on my phone, and one of my goals is to consistently make $5,000 a month, move out, and graduate school. So yeah, I guess I have some goals for 2024, but I don't have anything set in stone where it's like a bodybuilding competition, powerlifting, doing this. I just kind of am waiting to decide something, because as soon as I have something for a goal, I like to know that there is a likelihood of me achieving it. I'm pretty sure that's why we set goals, because we want to know that there is a likelihood of achieving it, not necessarily like a full-on promise, but something that's challenging enough that we know we can meet. And I don't want to do that, especially with my life getting pretty chaotic coming up soon. I think my parents are planning on moving this next year. I'm moving, I'm graduating school. Like, there's a lot going on, and so I don't want to try to pursue something that I know that I don't have time for. Question right after that, it's so funny. It seems like these questions are like so similar to each other, like one after the other. Like, what's your favorite book? Books to recommend. And then fitness, how to handle fitness. But what is your next goal you want to reach? So the next goal that I want to reach, I guess something that's maybe close in proximity, not necessarily in 2024, but is to, I don't know, we're working on this contract, and so like I'm hoping to get that contract signed by the end of this year or going into the next year. It's the only thing I can really think about. How's KillBuilt going? So the month of November was really slow. Not my favorite month, to be honest. Things have been relatively slow. I'm not too sure why. I think I just maybe need to fix my advertising, my marketing. But it's really just hard to grow a brand as is. So that's pretty much all I got on that. I'm still enjoying it. I still love creating clothes and stuff. It's just right now it's just a very slow period. How's it going with your fitness journey? My fitness journey is going pretty well right now. I feel like I'm kind of aiming just to be the most in shape that I can possibly be right now. Were there any bronze, silver, golden era bodybuilders you started to look up to when you started? So, can you guys see it? You guys kind of can. So right here is a picture of Arnold. Arnold and Franco were kind of the only bodybuilders that I ever quote unquote looked up to. Definitely Arnold more so than Franco. And the reason being is because those were the only two that I really even cared to pay attention to. I felt like they just had the most aesthetic physiques. Again, I wasn't like super into bodybuilding growing up. I kind of just took it on as like a mental challenge, something that I thought was kind of cool just to test myself. But other than that, I don't think really anyone else. Last and final question we have is a really hard question. Like, this is something I might get kind of deep into. And it's from Arnell. I don't know the context of this Q&A, but what does success mean to you? And would you consider yourself as successful right now? Good question, Arnell. This had me like in really deep thought when I was in the car when I read this question earlier. So the thing is success to me is being able to provide for yourself and others while maintaining a happy life. I think it's as simple as that. It's very simple, but the complexity behind that broad statement is so much more. So for me right now, I wouldn't necessarily consider myself successful. And I know that might be hard to hear for some people watching. Some people might be like,
damn, you're really hard on yourself.
But my vision of success for myself is being able to, first off, provide for myself. And like I said, like being able to provide for other people. Like, I think that is the ultimate success. And I'm not saying like just because you're not there doesn't mean you're not there and that you won't ever be successful. It's just, I don't think I'm successful right now. Like I'm not at that point. And I don't think that there's something wrong with that, if that makes sense. Because if I was successful, I feel like I wouldn't have this desire to chase quote unquote success. Yeah, it's hard. That's a very hard question. I don't know, I have a big fear of not being successful. That is my biggest fear actually, because if I'm not successful, then I see myself as a failure. So the fear of failure is huge for me. Don't want to be a failure, but in God's eyes, I'm not a failure. So I guess I have nothing to be afraid of. That was gonna wrap it up for today's Q&A. Pretty short and simple and sweet and to the point. I liked it. I like when you guys ask questions. You know, you guys get me on topics that I enjoy talking about. I hope you guys liked it. You know, again, if you aren't following my Instagram, go follow my Instagram because I will do a Q&A again in, you know, the future, and as long as this channel continues to live on. So definitely go follow me there. You'll also get more information on what I'm doing there and what I'm up to, I guess, if you're interested in that. My life's not that exciting. But that's gonna do it for today's video. I hope you guys liked today's video. If you guys did, be sure to give it a like. If any of you guys are new here, do not forget to press that subscribe button because you guys know I will do that. And as always, die trying to do what you love. The sky's the limit. I'll see you all in the next one.